What is up, you guys? The Dominators Toy Show is back with you guys here today to do my WWE Weekly Results. Before we start, go check out my NXT TakeOver Philadelphia predictions that I uploaded last night. Go check out my Wednesday video, the collab with The Bottom Line and Wrestling Nerd, and Monday's video, the top 10 Raw moments of all time. I enjoyed all the uploads this week. Hopefully you enjoyed them, and more to come this week because I will be uploading my WWE Royal Rumble predictions. So look forward to that later tonight, probably around, I don't know, 5:30 my time. So yeah, look forward to that. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. But let's get right into the results. So we had a Raw kickoff, Stone Cold style. So basically we had Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon come out. And they were like, thank you guys so much for 25 years of Monday Night Raw. What an amazing achievement. They called Vince down. They were like, here's a plaque. And Vince is like, what? I don't want a plaque, damn it. I want, what did he say? I forget what he said, but he said, I don't want a plaque. Plaque is what is on all of your teeth. So, yeah, that was a pretty cool roast, Vince. But, yeah. And then we had Stone Cold come out, and at first Vince was like, no, Stone Cold, I'm too old, I live in a retirement home, and yeah, Vince is like, but Shane's in his prime, stunner him. And of course Stone Cold went to shake his hand and stunnered him. And then he got a beer with Vince. They cleaned it together, they were drinking, and then Stone Cold hit Vince with a stunner, a very weak stunner. But I mean, you're 70 something years old and you're selling a stunner. Pretty impressive, Vince. And then Stone Cold gave Shane a beer, and they cleaned it together. And when Shane was taking a drink, Stone Cold hit him with a stunner and the classic spit out of the mouth. So, yeah, pretty cool way to kick off the night. We had Sasha Banks, Mickey James, Asuka, and Bayley defeat Absolution and Nia Jackson and Alicia Fox. We had The Undertaker return, basically saying, all my opponents that I have put to sleep can officially rest in peace. And on the podcast that I had done with The Bottom Line and Wrestling Nerd, go check that out. I had filmed that on, I believe it was last Friday, so Raw 25 hadn't happened yet, and I had said that I think The Undertaker is going to come out and call out John Cena, but if anything, this sounded more like a retirement promo. So, yeah, I mean, it was a cool promo in the Manhattan Center, which the people at Manhattan Center, rumors have it, were pretty disappointed for the show they got. They barely got any, and some people paid upwards to $8,000, I believe, for their seats, so that wasn't really worth it. Brooklyn Center, I heard, was better, so yeah. We had Boogeyman scare all the Raw former GMs like Teddy Long, Jonathan Coachman. They even threw in Bruce Pritchard, or Brother Love, as he was called. Harvey Wimpleman, I believe that was his name. And yeah, of course, Kurt Angle and Boogeyman ate the worms and put them in the hand of Jonathan Coachman. So yeah, and we had a cool poker segment with the APA, Heath Slater, Rhino, MVP, who else? There's like tons of people, New Day, Usos, $1 Million Man, just tons. That was a cool segment. We had a new Intercontinental Champion, in The Miz. The Miz, of course, defeating Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship, which hopefully that doesn't mean that we have Roman win the Rumble, because he doesn't have a title on him, but he has to have a title on him at all times, as Vince would probably say. But yeah, so hopefully that doesn't mean Roman wins the Rumble, but who knows. Again, check out my predictions, and I'll go into depth on that. We had the Peep Show with Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan, which I was excited to see the Peep Show. So that was cool, but I was expecting like the highlight reel, but I guess Jericho's involved with this New Japan stuff, so they only had a backstage segment. But the Peep Show with Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins ended up in chaos. Cesaro and Sheamus coming out to attack them. And then the first match in the Manhattan Center was like halfway through Raw already, and it was Bray Wyatt defeating Woken Matt Hardy. Yeah, and then we had Elias clash with Chris Jericho and John Cena. We had Elias smash a guitar over the back of John Cena. We had Elias get put on the list of Jericho. And what I found kind of weird was that Jericho was wearing that the Alpha Club shirt, which was really weird. This is why, proving my theory, if you're watching this, Wrestling Nerd, the bottom line, this is proving my theory that I think WWE and New Japan, just for this one match, not for anything more, are having secret talks to have a Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho rematch at WrestleMania 34. End of the discussion. That's why I think, like, why would they let him wear a New Japan shirt? Not necessarily a New Japan shirt, but I mean, he wore it in New Japan. It wasn't a WWE shirt. So yeah, we had Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews versus Heath Slater and Rhino in a no contest, but guess who came out? Bum, bum, bum. The Dudley Boys came out and 3D'd Heath Slater through a table. What else did they? Oh, yeah, they did the walla from the top rope. So that was pretty cool. We had D-Generation X reunion, which was pretty, it was pretty cool, to be honest. And then we had the Balor Club, or we had the Revival versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, or the Balor Club, pick up the win. So that was pretty good. And then to end Raw, we had all the legends come out to surround the ring for the showdown between Brock Lesnar, Kane, and Braun Strowman, and it ended in how we all predicted, in a brawl. So yeah, that was more or less Raw 25. What I thought about it, honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot cooler. I thought it could have been a lot better, but I mean, it was a pretty good show. Definitely a little bit better than the normal Monday Night Raw. So yeah, SmackDown. Moving on to SmackDown Live, we had AJ Styles to agree to take on both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn tonight, but in one-on-one matches, but back and forth, and I'll get into the result of that. We had Chad Gable defeat Jey Uso. We had Naomi defeat Liv Morgan. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin ended in a no contest because Randy Orton had this awesome RKO out of nowhere. People are saying it's the best RKO ever, but honestly, I thought it was nonetheless a cool RKO, but not the greatest. It was Shinsuke Nakamura going for a Kinshasa on Baron Corbin, and out of nowhere, Randy Orton intercepted it and RKO'd him, which all admit it was pretty cool. We had Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Bobby Roode defeat Jinder Mahal, Rusev, and Aiden English. And then we had AJ Styles defeat Kevin Owens. And then we had Sami Zayn defeat AJ Styles. So, yeah, that was pretty good SmackDown Live. Alright, moving on to 205 Live. 205 Live. Come on, where is it? Hold on 1 second. Come on, where is it? Oh, alright, here we go. Alright, we had Daniel Bryan address the state of 205 Live, announcing that there will be a new general manager. Well, not a new, there will be the first ever 205 Live general manager. So, some people are speculating it's Hurricane the Hurricane or Shane Helms, which I wouldn't be surprised. He was always a pretty big deal, pretty big cruiserweight back a couple of when the cruiserweight division was really weak. So yeah, and we also know that we also learned that the WWE Cruiserweight Championship has been abdicated, of course, because of what happened to Enzo Amore. Grand Metalik, Kalisto, Lindsay. Sorry, I can't talk. Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lindsay Dorado defeated TJP, Tony Nese, and Ariane Daivari. Hideo Itami defeated Gentleman Jack Gallagher for like the fifth time in a month. We had Cedric Alexander defeat Mustafa Ali. And yeah, so my wrestlers of the week for Monday Night Raw is going to the awesome one, The Miz. Picking up a big win, his 8th Intercontinental Championship, almost tied with Chris Jericho. So big deal. So yeah, he's my Monday Night Raw wrestler of the week. For SmackDown, it is going to be Sami Zayn, because the guy got a pretty big win against AJ Styles. It's no easy task, and they don't have random guys beat AJ Styles. Oh wait, James Ellsworth. But yeah, Sami Zayn is getting it, and for 205 Live, it is going to, I guess we'll give it to Hideo Itami. I don't know. I don't watch 205 Live anymore, but we'll give it to Hideo Itami. And for NXT, it is going to the Velveteen Dream. He had that amazing match with Johnny Gargano, but I know Johnny Gargano won, but the Wait. Speaking of NXT, I'd even do my NXT. I thought I was forgetting something. I was like, man, this weekly results is taking forever. We're already at 12 minutes. Yeah. And I was like, wow, but I'm feeling like I forgot something. But NXT, before I give you the results, man, I'm botching it. Like Sin Cara, I'm just super tired filming this at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Or not in the morning, 8 o'clock at night. Sorry for the background noise, that's my sister. But yeah, so my NXT is gonna be Velveteen Dream, because I know he came up short in that match with Johnny Gargano, but he just had an amazing match. And usually once a week on NXT, there's at least one good match. So yeah, let's look up those NXT results. Almost forgot. People in the comments would have been like, "Oh, where was NXT? I thought you forgot." No, actually, you guys are great fans. You guys probably wouldn't even care or notice. I don't know. But let's do. Oh, I just looked, and XFL is back. Why? That's a discussion for later. But anyways, NXT really quick. No Way Jose defeated Cesar Bonoe. Bianca Blair defeated Laitoa Alazapa. I cannot even talk. I can't pronounce these. Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler came face to face days before the NXT Women's Title match. The Authors of Pain annihilated their scheduled opponents before the opening bell. And Johnny Gargano defeated the Velveteen Dream to remain the challenger to the NXT Championship. So yeah, those are weekly results. Again, check out my video from last night, my NXT TakeOver Philadelphia predictions. Go check out my other 2 videos from this week, top 10 Raw matches of all time, and my collab with Wrestling Nerd and The Bottom Line, aka Suplex City on Wrestling Amino. And again, later today, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because I will be uploading my Royal Rumble predictions. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Wrestling Amino at the Dominators Toy Show. Sorry this episode of Weekly Results was super long, but yeah, D-Flow out.